Hello everyone, I am Silly Squirrel.
And I am Master Rein.
And we are Revive Me Bro Games, a gaming podcast where two best friends discuss all things cooperative games, multiplayer games, and overall technology. How you doing, Master Rein?
Man, doing well. Super happy to be talking to all of y'all right now. You know, life is life sometimes, but bro, we're here, we're playing, we're doing our things, we're enjoying life, we're doing what we gotta do.
Exactly. No, same here, man. I finally got some time off, and I'm able to focus more on the pod and hopefully on some streaming too. We'll see that. It's just right when I stop working, now my parents are gonna be here, so it's but streaming. I'm sure that. It's just funny because my dad will probably give me looks when I'm like, "Hey, Dad, I'm gonna go stream," and he's like, "What?"
He's gonna be like, "What, son? My son streams now?"
What is streaming? Nah, he knows what streaming is.
You know what's funny though? I think obviously when you're growing up and you're a kid, your parents are like your heroes, and then you get the teenage years and the early 20s, and you're like, "Mom, Dad, leave me alone. I don't need you." And then you get earlier in life, and you're like, "Oh wow, I really owe my parents a lot."
It's like, man, that was a dick back then.
I was an asshole to my parents at times, but hey.
No, seriously.
Yeah.
And today in this episode, we're going to talk about philosophy of gaming, or at least that's what the title's about. What we're going to delve into more is about what it means to be a gamer, some of the what type of gamers are out there, and just figuring out some common ground.
Yes.
And even though at the end of the day we all play games, it is important to realize that sometimes people play games for different reasons,
Yes.
And Master Rein and I have been feeling that this is a topic that a lot of people will either enjoy or debate about, or even debate with us about it.
Yeah, considering many things that have rocked the gaming community over the last few years, game releases, topics that may be politically incorrect per se. For example, considering things that have happened in the past, with certain game releases and certain developers doing things that they've done, or certain attitudes that have happened online. I think it's a good time right now to kind of level the playing field a little bit, if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, for sure. We're still thinking about doing the Revive Me Bro news, so you won't hear it on this part of the pod. We actually a lot of people actually like the Revive Me Bro news segment that we made last time.
Oh, awesome.
But right now we're just gonna focus on this particular topic. But before we get to that topic, PSA for the pod.
Oh, thank you.
We are available on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and Anchor. You can also find us on Instagram at Reviving Bro Games and Twitter at Revive Me Bro. If you like this podcast and you want to support us, please subscribe and rate our podcast. More specifically, I'm talking to everyone who does Apple Podcasts. I swear, you put 5 stars and you write a little review, that algorithm, that sweet algorithm, will definitely send our podcast to the people that want to listen to us.
Yeah.
Also, check out our YouTube page with our latest streams and, of course, versions of the pod. This is the best way to support us and spread the word.
Thank you guys so much for just hitting that like button, even if you're just doing that. I really appreciate it. But let's sorry.
No, and it's funny. It's we get a lot of views on YouTube. In regards to considering the podcast in general, it's surprisingly pretty good numbers. So yeah, hit a like button while on YouTube and all that.
We need the algorithm gods to start to favor us.
It's all about the algorithm, man. It's all about
the algorithm.
The glorious algorithm.
The glorious AI algorithm.
Master Rein, how about you, take us forward to the topic at hand?
Yeah, absolutely. So everybody, welcome to the very first part 1 about the philosophy of gaming. This is essentially Revive Me Bros thesis per se. It's our thesis. It's our thesis, you can say, about gamers, about what it is to be a gamer, what it means to be a gamer, how gamers should act. Kind of you can kind of call it this is our take on the gamer Bible. It's not really one that exists, but kind of gamers, we kind of live by a code of ethics that's not really hasn't really been like detailed. So we're kind of trying to
Yeah.
hear. We're here to kind of try to detail that for y'all a little bit, just because like it's time to start understanding who gamers are and why we're doing what we're doing. And it honestly, like, if we don't start understanding what what it is our community is, like, we're never gonna get the games that we want. So it is a matter of, this is honestly for me personally, like, to talk about the philosophy of gaming for me,
Hmm.
it is a matter of trying to get better games. It is a matter of trying to get better developers, better games, and better players out
Yeah.
there, and better people to play with online. So essentially that's kind of what it all boils down to.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Silly, do you want to add anything to that?
Yeah. Something else I would like to add is also like we will be doing two parts. So I think on this first episode we're gonna try to categorize what type of gamers are out there, right? What type of what a type of gamers do we qualify as, or do we think we qualify as, and then some of the what's some of the conflict that arises as gamers,
Yeah.
between like the different types.
Yeah.
Uh, and then eventually, like in our second episode, we'll go into more of things we can do better as a community, things that we wish we could like improve, etc., etc. But overall, yes, I think I don't. Considering how things are going with gaming and how gaming overall is becoming more and more popular, either that on the competitive side or even like on the single player aspect, like a lot of us, a lot of the 30 plus, what would you say, population, so
Yes.
people that are
Yeah.
like 25,
Yeah.
30, 35,
Yeah.
40, like you pretty much grew up playing video games.
Yeah.
So we're no longer the adults that are like, oh, that's a waste of time. It's like, no, it's been part of our lives for a long, long time.
Yeah.
Like, we're the generation that grew up playing video games.
Yeah.
And so
Absolutely. Yeah.
it's like, how do we just come together, really, and
Yeah.
really make the community better and make a way for the people that are coming before us.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So yeah. I think this is going to be a really good topic.
Yeah. And thank you everybody for listening to this. And let's dive right in. So very first
Yep.
part, who are gamers and why do people game? So I kind of split this up, like who gamers are. I split it up into 4 different type of gamers. If you disagree with me, I would be happy for you to disagree with me. Please comment why. Please find us on Instagram, anywhere, comment why, and fight me on this. I'd be happy to. But this is where I think the 4 type of gamers are. I think the first type are the light gamers, second are the casuals, third are the competitive hardcore gamers, and the fourth are the professional gamers. You can say that the light gamers, to go with the first type of gamers, you can say they're the not casual. Sorry, the light gamers are the mobile gamers. You can say probably the ones who maybe have picked up like maybe 3 to 4 different games in their lifetime. Maybe they're really good at just one game, like maybe it's Tetris and that's the game that they've always played in their life and that's the game they love, or it's Pac-Man, or it's Candy Crush or something like that. Let me tell you,
Yeah.
my mother-in-law, I don't know how many levels there are on Candy Crush because I don't play it, but I'm pretty sure she's over level 9,000 at this point. She's probably over level 9,000. I'm not even joking. She is probably a hardcore mobile gamer, right? If you can say that those exist, right? But I would still consider her a light gamer, because she doesn't play anything but Candy Crush. It's just that, she doesn't really play to like to find a story in a game or anything like that. It really is just because she's watching TV and she just wants to do something on her phone. That, in my opinion, is the perfect example of a light gamer. Somebody also who loves to watch streaming and maybe not themselves ever played the game with the streamers playing, right? But they love to watch the streamers. I would still consider that person a gamer. They may not be, like I said, actively in the game, but they're still a gamer. Moving on, we're entering the realm of casuals, which is probably the largest demographic of gamers that there are out there right now. the typical solo gamer. You're probably your RTS gamer who probably plays by themselves or with a couple of friends.
Yeah.
If you're a casual gamer, you probably schedule a time to play. You want to make sure you have your time to play and that kind of thing.
Hmm.
But you're not super serious. Like, you're not playing on Call of Duty to get like a win every single game. If you play Call of Duty and you lose, you're having fun still, right?
Yeah.
You're probably a lifelong gamer as well. If you're casual, you picked up gaming, you love it. You might put it down here and there, but it's something that you do all the time. And you play everything. You're not really like a kind of person. If you're casual, you're not really like the kind of person that's like, oh yeah, I only play like. You might be the kind of person that says I only play sports game, whatever. But you kind of are kind of well rounded with what you play. You've got a little library of games and whatever. Which leads us now
Okay.
into the competitive hardcore gamer. This is your sweaty
Mm.
kid, right? This is the kid on there who gets that kill and teabags you and calls you trash. This is the kid this is the person who never, ever, ever plays like, or barely plays like casual matches or public matches. Let's say on
No,
Apex,
it's all about the competitive, all about them
all
CS:GO kills and
exactly
everything.
exactly they're all about the ranked matches. They're all about going to the highest levels if they can. They're hardcore and they're serious about losing. Like, if they lose, they're going to be pissed off, right? And for good reason, because they're being serious about it, right? They're not really playing games to relieve stress. There's a lot of stress in what they're doing. And there are sim gamers, simulator gamers out there that are, I would consider, hardcore gamers, right? But they're the ones who have bought like the hydraulic car that you sit in to drive. They're the
Mm-hmm.
ones who buy like 5 like panels so they can like fly a real plane, and they buy the joystick and they buy the levers and everything. That's a hardcore simulator gamer, right? So they exist, right? And the very last level of gamer, I would say, is the professional gamer. This is a streamer, a game tester, basically a pro player. This is basically somebody who gets paid to play. You're not
Yep.
paying to play; you're getting paid to play. It's a
Yep.
good place to be in. A lot of us wish we were there. It's a very small demographic of people who are professional gamers. A lot of us know, some of the top names, right? I say Shroud. Almost everybody knows, if you're a gamer, you've heard of Shroud. So Shroud gets paid to play, and he's good. He's really good, right? So
Yeah, and I was even thinking like like Doctor Disrespect,
yes,
or even like the Ninja guy. Like they play a certain type of game
yeah,
all the time, and
exactly.
they're for the most part very good at it, and so that's what we mean by like professional. Like, that's like they only play a certain type of game and
Yeah,
they're really good.
right.
Or I mean, there's also like the streamers that are
Like Angry
they kind
Joe.
of yeah, that aren't necessarily good
Yeah,
at a game, but
yeah,
it's like they really do. They stream because, well, that's a great way to make money and stuff like that. So we understand that there's also some divisions between
yeah,
that demographic, I guess. But just we're just keeping it simple, like people
yeah.
that make content or play video games for as a professional.
Right. And I think it's an important distinction to make, because we often start playing games. I'm going to take an example right now: Call of Duty. Warzone, for
Mm.
example. Warzone, right? You have, I would say, every single type of gamer playing Warzone. The light gamer who's only going to play it because their friend wants
Yeah.
them to play him too. The casual gamer who's really just jumping in because they're off of work and they want to play. The hardcore gamer who is sweating in the rose skin. You know what I'm talking about. And then the professional gamer who is streaming and they're making money while playing the game, right? So like, all those type of people are in Warzone, and this is why we're talking about the philosophy of gaming. What do you do when you're inside these kind of matches and you're getting lobbied up with these
Yeah.
kind of people, right? What do you do? Because like, if you're a hardcore gamer and you get matched up with a light gamer, like, I'm sorry, but like, they're gonna suck and it's gonna piss you off, right? So if you're a hardcore gamer, you gotta start realizing, like, you need to start finding people to play with, for example, right? If you're a light gamer or a casual gamer and you're starting to play with people who are hardcore, you gotta know that if they get pissed off and start like saying things, like, it's just that they're really serious about the game. Yeah, you can say it is a
Yeah.
game, but like, hey, like, some people are making money with this game, so for some people this is serious business. It's not just fun. It's like a big deal to them, and you got to understand that it is a big deal to them. But moving on here, what I
Mm-hmm.
want to talk about now is what type of gamer we are. Because I want you guys to know, if you listen to our first episode, you know a little bit about the type of gamer we are. And if you've seen our streams, which I hope you have, you know a little bit about the type of gamer we are.
Yeah.
But Silly, I definitely want you to, Silly Squirrel, my friend, I definitely want you to explain to everybody, based off of what I just said, the 4 levels or whatever,
Yeah.
what type of gamer would you consider yourself, and how do you act when you're online and when you're playing with others?
All right. So to answer the first question is, and I think most of y'all know this already, I am definitely a professional gamer. Okay, guys, totally a professional. No, that's bullshit. I mean, I think like most people, and I want to say like 70% of gamers tend to be this type, and it's casual. Do I sometimes delve into the hardcore competitive? Yes. More specifically with Counter-Strike. That is probably the only game that I will go hardcore in. And I'm not even that great, to be honest. Like
he says he's not even that great.
No, I'm not. Trust me when I say that, because it's like all these like Counter-Strike guys are like, "Are you Nova?" Or this is like, no. I'm not gonna say what I am, but it's like it's one of the few games where it's like, if we're gonna play comp, I am totally in. I totally understand how to play, and I like it. Shout out to Haldir for teaching me how to be a better comp player.
Shout out to Haldir.
Yeah, she says I'm good already, but it's like I wouldn't be as good as if it wasn't for her.
Yeah.
But anyway, so I'm more of the casual. Like, I like playing games for 2 reasons. I like to lose myself in the game, and that could be either The Last of Us 2 or FIFA or Horizon Zero Dawn, which is now free on PlayStation right now.
Woof.
And just really get lost in the story. And the second reason is because I want to play with my friends, which is the whole point of this pod, really, right? I play with Master Rein a lot. I play with a lot of our older guests like Luis and Bullet Magnet, and it's for me, it's just a great way to keep in touch with most of my friends.
Yeah, that's
and the second question, what was it? Sorry.
Oh, damn! I have to go back now. But I had asked, what type of gamer would you consider yourself, and how do you act when you're online and when you're playing with others, and how do you see yourself in that online community space?
Okay, and so to answer the second question, whenever I'm playing online, it depends, right? Like if I'm playing with my friends, I'm pretty loud. I am very. I want to be inclusive, bring everyone together, play games that we can all play. If I'm playing something like Rust, for example, or something that requires me to make friends, so to speak, then I'm definitely, again, more inclusive. I want people to have fun. My friends actually tell me that I'm too nice to be playing Rust, and that's possibly true. Now, don't get me wrong. Like, I understand Rust is it's a backstabbing game where people are not who they seem they are, or they seem to be. But I just can't help but like try to at least give people the benefit of the doubt, even if it's even if it's a game like Rust where most people are awful. Anyway, we're not gonna make this into a Rust review because, man, do I have a lot to say about Rust. I've been playing this game for many years, and I think it's gotten worse now, but it's because more people play it. But anyway, whatever. So that's how I react, I guess.
Yeah.
What about you, Master Rein?
Yeah. I would say, oh man, I just want to comment one thing real quick on the being too nice part. Like, dude, I'm Tanjiro when I play online. Like, Lord. I'm so nice to other people when I play online. Like, I have such a hard time being mean to others. But
in other words, if you see Master Rein and I playing Rust,
be nice.
Be
gentle. Because I'm gonna. But if you start getting on my bad side, bro, will I use that concentration breathing Oh my God. Anyway, anyways, I would consider myself a casual gamer if I'm honest as well. For the longest time in my life, I've been a casual gamer. I've only had one system at a time. I've only had either I grew up on the Sega. I had after that the 64, then the GameCube, then the Wii. So I always only had one system, then a PS3, PS4. I can literally track one system at a time until now. Until now that I have the PlayStation, the PS4, and my computer, and I'm more likely than not will own a PS5 and will own this computer at the same time. Which to say, what I'm trying to say is, I'm trying to push myself into more of that competitive hardcore gamer plays. I for the most part am casual. Very few games am I ever very hardcore in. Very few. To say one more thing about the hardcore gamer, they're probably the most completionist people you would know, who would what's it called? Rush through the game, speed run through your game. I've actually speed run a couple games in my life. Portal is one that I've tried to speed run. There's people who are way better than me. Luigi's Mansion, that's actually one I speed run. I beat that one in 9 hours one time when I was like,
wow,
17, 18. Like, I wasn't even trying, and I literally popped it in one day, and I was like, I got this shit. and I beat it in one night. I beat it in one day. I wouldn't even say one day or one night. It was like one afternoon, right? But I've never ever considered myself as a competitive gamer or as a hardcore gamer. I don't even like sometimes getting into like lobbies, because I know that I'm so like whatever sometimes when I play online that I don't want to hold others back. So I like to play with friends, because at least with other friends they understand how I play. So that all to say, I'm pushing myself to be a little bit more of a competitive gamer, more of a hardcore gamer, and I'm doing that right now with, I guess you could say, with Apex. I'm trying to learn it really well. I've been watching a lot of videos and things like that. CS:GO was one that actually I was trying earlier in the year or last year. I was trying to get a lot better at. So I would actually go into the training, go into the shooting range, and I would just shoot. If I was on the phone with a client, I literally have been on the phone with clients just shooting in CS:GO sometimes. I'm not gonna lie, that made me a better shooter in literally every other game that I play. So
that is absolutely true. Like, honestly, your skills when it comes to like first person shooters in PC went way up just by playing Counter-Strike.
Just by playing Counter-Strike. And it made me feel something. Like, it made me feel good about myself for this one reason. And this is part of the reason why I play. It made me feel like I got this, right? And sometimes in life, and I'm going to get a little bit deep, y'all. Sometimes in life, we can get to a place where we feel like we don't got this, right? And sometimes having the reminder that you do got this, and all you got to do is try, and all you got to do is push harder, and all you got to do is look at yourself and say, you got this, bro. You can do it, right? and like with Apex, bro, I like played Apex 3 times before April, and I sucked, dude. I didn't understand anything what I was doing, but we played Apex again in April, and I was like, I kind of like this game now. I kind of want to try to learn this game. I want to push harder, and I started watching the videos. I started getting better at movement. Started getting better at shooting, and now I won my first match recently, and I was like, all right, like, this feels really good. Like, I can do this, right? And
motherfucker, you won that game without me.
I know, I felt so bad. but to all that to say, it's that the reason why I play games is, because I consider myself a casual gamer going into the competitive space. But the reason that I play is I want to get lost sometimes in a story of what I'm playing in, but I also want to try to like use skills in my mind, like quick skills or whatever that maybe I didn't have before, or quick thinking, that I didn't have before. And it always feels really good when you have really good decision making in the game, because like, okay, like I saw what was happening, I saw the enemy, I saw this, I calculated everything that was going on, I then moved around and and XYZ happens, and I was smart and did something correct in the game, and therefore won, right? And you can say, oh, well, how can that translate into life? When you're driving, that's exactly the kind of reflexes you're using. You're looking at the world and you're thinking to yourself, how am I interacting with the world, and how can I be safe, and how can I, take advantage of the road, right? That, for example, that's how I drive, at least, right?
So would you say you're basically like you're in the fine line between casual and competitive?
Yeah. So that's what. Yeah, exactly. Fine line between casual and competitive. And so when I play with other people online, I I haven't for the longest time felt like I should be playing with other people online, but now I'm starting to feel like, hey, like why not, right? Like it might as well like do this kind of thing, play with other randoms, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Again, the reason why is because like I felt like I haven't been good enough, right?
Yeah, but like sometimes like I mean it depends on the game, right? Like if we're playing Apex, like I feel like when we play it, like yeah, we're trying to get better, but I never get like that stress, like the like whenever I play like Counter-Strike and they're like you're the last person and everyone's watching you, and especially if you're playing comp, like dude, like I can get stressed out. Like all of a sudden I'm shaking, my heart rate is going up. With Apex, it's like yeah, I kind of get a little bit of like, whoo, but I haven't gotten to the point where it's like oh my god, dude, I'm shaking. It's like
Yeah.
I don't know that. Sorry.
No, that's okay. That's okay. No, but so all that to say, this is why I want to talk about the philosophy of gaming and like how we are as gamers, because like a lot of times, like I said, I don't feel comfortable getting online because I'm holding others back. But in reality, that's not a mentality that I should have. That's not a mentality any gamer should have, to be like, oh, I can't get online because like, I suck or whatever. It's like, no, like get online, suck. That's part of it. you know?
Yeah.
So, and
not everyone starts good.
Not everyone starts good. And, last thought on this segment here. Why do you game? You person listen to. Why do you game? Why do you play games? Why have you ever played a game in your life? And think about others that have done the same thing. This is a growing community. This is a real life. Like it's not just a market, not just a community. Like it's I can't explain it anyway. We could probably cut that last part.
No, I mean, I see where you're going at. It's like ever since. Here's the thing. Before the Wii, or even before esports, like usually you're either a competitive gamer or you're a casual gamer.
Right.
Now with how accessible games are, you have all these people that play games for like during their commute, like like your mother-in-law who plays Candy Crush, my aunt who plays Words with Friends, my wife who plays.
Great
point. This is a little like out there, but she plays Age of Empires, but that's like the only game she plays. It's
Good
like
point.
Like people have more access to games, so you have a lot more people that just play a game just to pass the time. That's the only reason they do it. And then with with the rise of the Wii and again accessibility, like you get more and more of these people. With esports, it's kind of a really interesting thing because it's like people would say that back in the day when QuakeCon was starting and all that, like people would take their computers and play against each other and actually, be competitive. Like the competitive field has always been there, but I think now more than ever, there's more light on it. Like there's more like who FaZe Clan is, who Fnatic is, you know?
Good point.
All these other teams, like these are legit teams that make money out of this.
Legit teams who actually care about their names too.
Well, exactly. It's a brand, right?
It's a brand.
Before, you might have, like back in the day, like when we were growing up, maybe you heard of Fatality, and that was the first time I've ever heard of a guy making money out of video games. And if you don't know who Fatality is, this guy was like the champ of like Quake and first person shooters back in the day.
Interesting.
Just look him up real quick. Seriously,
yeah.
Fatality. The guy's a legend.
That's so interesting.
And now you have a whole community that like esports leagues of Counter-Strike where you can watch matches against different teams, like if it was soccer. But that's like a whole nother level in terms of like professionalism, right?
Right. But but it exists now, and that's the cool thing. Like it exists now.
And so when it comes to like gaming, it's like not everyone plays these games for the same reasons,
Yeah. Not and that is exactly the perfect like segue into the last topic of this podcast, and that is our unity in conflict. We are an extremely diverse group of people, gamers. We are not all playing the same things, and we do not all play for the same reasons either. But we are all considered gamers. Even if you're just playing Among Us, even if you're just playing Candy Crush, I would honestly consider you a gamer at that point. If you played more than 30 hours of Candy Crush, and you really like it, man, or your wife, bro, who has played Age of Empires, who honestly can kick my ass in Age of Empires.
Oh yeah,
she will kick my ass. she's hardcore in that game, right? That's it. But I would consider her a gamer as well, because it's important. She is a consumer in this aspect, in the realm. She has a computer that she uses electricity and has bought the game on Steam to play it, right? So all of that is important. All of that is very important in everything that we're talking about, because it all goes to say we're essentially one people, right? We're all gamers, exactly. Right? We're all united in that. And of course, I say this is unity in conflict, right? When we play PvP games, we are obviously killing each other in these games. So we're obviously we're not, how are we united if we're killing each other? Well, here's the important thing. That person who was your enemy, who was matched with your enemy, could have easily been your ally based on the matchmaking. Yeah. It was just the matchmaking who put you as an enemy. So just remember that next time you're playing, a random shooting game, Warzone, whatever, if you're playing by yourself and you're getting matched up in a lobby, if somebody kills you and teabags you, that person could have very well been on your team. It's just part of the game, whatever. Hey, if you kill somebody, you teabag them. There it is. It's just part of the game. You could have been matched with the person you killed, and you could have been on the same team killing others. There is a line, right, in everything that I'm saying with you getting matched up and you're fighting people online. There is a line in what you do and say. Trash talking, that's okay. We're not saying that trash talking is bad, but there is a line in trash talking when you start getting discriminatory, or we start trash talking the people who are obviously new at a game and they're trying to get good. What's the point of trash talking a noob? You're calling it a noob. They know they're a noob. Right. Trash talking kids who are new at a game, I say kids, I mean sometimes adults too, right? People, trash talking people who are new at a game, it doesn't serve that game. You want a community. You want to be able to matchmake it to a game really fast. You don't want to kill its community.
Well, and that's an interesting topic too, because it's I play Warzone.
Yes.
And I play Warzone just because usually I'm playing either with you or with some other of my friends. But man, some of the toxicity I find playing this game or any Call of Duty multiplayer game, it's absurd. It's I understand there's a point of being competitive, but then there's also
come on now.
We're playing a video game.
Yeah.
It kind of reminds me of when I play real life soccer. You'll always play. There's always this one guy who takes it so seriously, even though it's a co-ed, adult league where you just play for fun and you're there to basically make friends. And there's always this one guy who will freaking slide tackle you or push you so hard, and he takes everything so serious, even when you step on him. And it's bro, we're here just to play.
Yeah.
And again, I understand a lot of people just are very competitive and they want to win, and I respect that. But we also have to think of the context of what you're playing.
Exactly, bro.
It's sometimes it's out of your control. How many times in Counter-Strike I'm playing casual and I get guys yelling at me for doing something in casual.
It's casual, dude. Let it go.
The name should tell you everything. It's what if you're this intense, why don't you just play competitive?
Right. And that's exactly the right point. If you're gonna be intense at a game, go LFG, go look for a group, go look for a clan, and go be intense with them. Because there are clans who want to be intense,
Exactly. Yeah.
And that's okay. If you're a group of people, you're all intense, totally fine. Ain't nobody telling you that you're wrong, because you're not wrong. But if you're gonna go into a casual match and you're gonna be treating these people the way like that you are playing the game, like not everybody's doing that at the moment, man. Don't discriminate against people. I get the old Modern Warfare 2 lobbies back in the day. I used to play. They were nuts, you know.
Yep.
Serious N bombs with the hard R. like it was bad. Like it was bad, y'all. But all that to say is it's gotten better today. It's not as bad as it used to be. There is a lot more moderation in this kind of thing. But there is still times that I'm just like, come on, y'all. Like, you don't have to be discriminatory while we're playing a game. Like, please, like, stop. Like, this is not like it's not fun for anybody, you know. So it's just that kind of thing, you know. There is a line in the trash talking. Go ahead and trash talk. Be like, you suck. Go play a different game. Yo, mama, whatever. Like, all right. Even if we say this here, I know it's not going to change. Even if every single gamer heard what we have to say, I know it's not going to change what gamers do because, you know, everybody decides for themselves what they're going to do in the time, especially if it's the heat of the moment. But just if you're a gamer and you could just remember before you say something really harsh to somebody that's probably a little too much, like you probably like why, you know, just leave the game and matchmake again, you know, just keep playing. Yeah.
It's like that's why a lot of games give you the option to play either like the comp games or the ranked games, and then you have like the casual games. It's like I really do believe that you can play whatever you want, you know. It's just my lord, like put things in context. Like if I'm playing Valheim and I'm playing with friends, like what are the odds that I'm gonna get mad? You know, probably not that high.
Yeah.
But then, like, for example, Apex is kind of an interesting breed because it's like every time we play together, like, even with some people that I've played with before, like Counter-Strike, and whenever I play like Apex, they tend to be a lot nicer. I don't know if it's because of the nature of the game, but they tend to be nicer. Yeah. Maybe because there is no like casual or ranked, as far as I know.
There is a competitive in Apex. There is, but I think most people do just play casual though.
Yeah, and so it's like you go like this one guy I play with. He can get a little toxic, you know, and I like the guy, but my lord, sometimes I have to like mute him because it's just too much. Especially when I'm playing like CS:GO or Rainbow Six, or I'm trying to think of these like other. What other games did I play with this guy with? Or like even, what's the name? Escape from Tarkov, which by itself could be an infuriating game.
Yeah.
But whenever I play Apex with this guy, completely changes his dynamic. So I think it depends really on the game that we're playing, right? And
we're not saying don't trash talk and don't be like yourself.
Yeah, there's a difference between trash talking and then insulting someone.
Yes. There's a total difference. And I have fun going on Call of Duty and being like, yo, you suck. You camp too much. Go play the forest. You go camp in the forest. You know, like I have fun sometimes being like rude. You know, people like you know, people are rude back to me. Like when I get wrecked and fuck, like I got wrecked.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, but sorry, you were gonna say something?
No, that's totally great.
Yeah. But again, to kind of like end off this thought on the unity and conflict idea, we are the gaming community, people, and if you're gonna be gaming and you want, I'm sure if you're a gamer, like a serious gamer, anything above casual, honestly, like you want to be playing better games. Like you don't want to be playing crappy games, and you want to have a really good community of people to be playing online with. Like you don't want to have like a game that you just can't matchmake into, right? Yeah. Or you don't want a game that like it's just like the most toxic thing in the world, and it's just like the worst thing to play because like people are just the most rudest thing ever there. That's also a hard thing to play. I get that some people like it, but that's beside the point. That's far from the point. We're the gaming community, like, and that's actually going to be part of our next topic. That we are essentially like a community that is spending money, and that is the important thing. We're spending time and money in what we're doing, and if we want to get this better, boy, do we have to be on the same page. We have to be on the same page.
And with that in mind, I'm thinking like, it's like in regards to the same page, it's like not everyone's at the same level. You know, like you will find players that don't necessarily know the ins and outs of how to play a certain game. Like a good thing to practice is to, you know, teach people.
Yes.
Not yelling at them how to do it. Is just pointing out, oh, you did this incorrectly. You might want to try this other way. And it's something that I've found that like with people that I enjoy playing, even if I suck at a game, like it's the ones that are like, hey, no, it's cool. Like, why don't you try this instead? And they make you better and they try to get you to their level.
Yeah.
And then what happens is that not only are you more excited to play the game because you feel you're getting better, but you have someone who can actually teach you how to play in the correct way. Master Rein here is teaching me how to play Apex because he spent a lot of time practicing it, and then he's teaching me how to like do certain things and stuff like that. Because to be honest, I haven't had the time to really look into tutorials and stuff. But the fact that he's taken the time to teach me has allowed me to not only be better, but to actually get to the level where my friends are playing at. And so we all get to enjoy it because we no one wants to babysit, but we also have to, you know, be understanding that some people are just here to play and yes, if they want them to be better, then provide some constructive criticism.
Yeah.
And that doesn't necessarily mean being a dick about it. It's like just tell them like, oh, dude, that sucked, man. You'll get it next time. Like, there's ways around it. It's all about, you know, how you phrase it.
Such a good point. So well said, bro. Not everybody. I'm sure every casual gamer would love to put hundreds of hours every week into a game, but not everybody has that kind of time. And unfortunately, some of us only have, you know, maybe 8 hours a week we can put into gaming, but those 8 hours are super valuable to us. You know
exactly.
So it's something to understand, you know, and I appreciate everybody who has listened to this point because it's something that's on our hearts. It's something that we discuss as gamers. It's something that if you go to any Facebook, any gamer like Reddit, forum, comment page, anywhere, you see these kind of discussions happening where people are upset at each other, people are agreeing with each other, and like, you know, I just feel like, hey, we need to start not leveling off the playing field per se, but really understanding like a base. How do I explain this correctly? I want us all together to collectively as gamers to understand just like a common place, a common ground, so we can all just come from this one common ground and be like, all right, this is what we got to do to get our games to be better, you know? So everybody can kind of be an understanding. That's the point I'm trying to make. Yeah, exactly. So to kind of finish off here, to end here and to talk about, to kind of give you guys a little preview of what we're going to talk about next time, we will be talking about the gaming community as a whole. YouTube, the YouTube streamers, the Twitch streamers, you know, people watch them, people who are playing games, of course, more into details of that, but more importantly, what we should be mad about as a gaming community. When should we be frustrated, and when should we just chill the fuck out? So that's gonna be that's gonna be for part 2 of the philosophy of gaming, everybody.
No, thank you everyone, and that's it for today's episode. Thank you for joining us. Remember to follow us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and Twitch, where we will sometimes stream our games. We are thinking about streaming Apex Legends, and of course, and for like the 8th time, we will finish Halo. We just haven't had the chance to play. I'm so sorry.
We got lives and families, yo.
Yeah, we do, and that's taken a lot of time and responsibility.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
So anyway, we're available on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and YouTube. Remember to leave us a comment, and we are looking forward to our next episode. This is Silly Squirrel
and Master Rein signing out. And remember, y'all, always see your teammates before they die.
Peace.
See you guys. Peace.